It was a series that fans could identify with, and it certainly was real popular with the manufacturers as they challenged one another. And with that philosophy that what wins on Sunday is sold on Monday.
The historic Trans Am thing is we're a group of owners who are enthusiasts who have these cars. We restored them back to the way they were back in the year they were run. We kind of figured out that the history's already been made. We're just the caretakers of these cars, these wonderful cars. These are all the cars we grew up with, all the cars we love. Great group of owners and guys. We respect the cars. We drive the cars really hard. This is art object in motion.
This is a wonderful, fantastic step backward in time. I came of age in the late 60s, early 70s, and the first race I ever covered for radio was the 1970 Lime Rock Trans Am. And to come out here and be a part of this field of cars at this magnificent facility pretty much fulfills all my dreams as a young man, because I wanted to be a Trans Am driver. And when I rolled through that tunnel and came into my car in the paddock, I am, despite what my friends have to say and do here.
This is a 1970 Camaro. It's not a particularly famous car. It was driven by a privateer named Walter Parkins, but it's an original car, raced back in the day, so that's kind of neat. It's a lot of fun. Took us a while to get it all sorted out, but you know, good, like all these Trans Am cars, good power, no brakes, no grip, just kind of slide around and have fun.
And these cars back in the day was without a doubt the best series with the most important drivers ever in America. You had Dan Gurney, you had Mark Donahue, Sam Posey, George Fomer, Parnelli Jones. The list goes on and on. Those exact cars are here today as they were. This car was driven by Peter Gregg, who was famous for Porsche driving for Brumos Porsche. This car was driven by many guys in 1970, 71, and 72. Mark Donahue, Peter Revson, 71, George Fomer, Roy Woods, Vic Elford, Tony Adamowicz, 72, George Fomer, Roy Woods. Unbelievable. Great cars, great history.
This is my 63 Ford Falcon Sprint. It is an original race car, in fact the only 63 bodied Falcon to ever professionally road race in the United States.
Not the typical interior for a race car.
No, you know, back then Jim would put his wife and his two kids in the back seat and they'd drive to the races. They'd get out of the car when they got to the races. He'd take the bumpers off, he'd take the exhaust off and go racing. And when the racing was done, they'd put the parts back on and drive home as a family.
You know, that's kind of our mission, is to bring what was America's greatest road racing series to a new generation of enthusiasts. My son is 15, he can't wait to drive one of these. He's having a ball. And yeah, this is what it's all about.
This is as clean as it gets. These cars are prepared and preserved exactly how they were raced. It's so important to retain how these cars were raced back in the day. This is the neatest class that there is in racing.
It's a great hobby. This is the best thing you can't possibly. If you hit a golf ball and you hit a good drive, you get a little bit of a rush. If you hit the corner just right, your heart's pounding, life's good.
Lights off the pace car. Pace cars in pit entrance. Here they come. This beautiful array of historic Trans Am cars. For the next 20 minutes plus one, we'll watch them duke it out around this beautiful 3.4 Circuit of the Americas course. Starter will allow the majority of the field to get down the front straightaway before that green flag comes out. There's setting a good pace front row, doing a nice job of just at the right speed. And we have a green. Racing is underway for historic Trans Am. Haig leading the way, Epson right behind him with Halsey crossing the ground. In your top five, two abreast out of two. Haig the man's beating that Ford Boss 302, the yellow number 16 at 235.4. Qualified as second ahead of Ken Epson in car number 2, the AMC Javelin. Halsey in a Ford Mustang, and then it's all Chevrolet Camaro of Robert Kaufman and Walt Brown, followed by the Boss Mustang of Bill Oakley. Chad Reno, Patrick Ryan, Chevrolet Camaros, along with Steve Link and Arthur Miller. Working one. Trans Am kicking it off. Ford Mustang Boss 302, a popular car in this class. Entrance into racing is once the cars got popular, got sold, the manufacturers would move on to something else and drop out of racing. Unlike the European manufacturers who had been in the business for years and years and years. The Americans are always in a hurry to change things. Ford was a big part, particularly they had the GT40s after Le Mans, and that was basically an angry Ford family with Enzo Ferrari. Out from the final turn down the front straightaway, Neil Strungy yellow right, Jim Hague in the lead out of Gilroy, Arizona. Driving car number 16, the pole sitter, followed by Ken Epsman, then Robert Kaufman, Jim Halsey and Walter Brown round up the top 5. Patrick Ryan moves up into 6th. Chad Renault in 7th, Steve Links in 8th. Bill Ockerlund in 9th, and rounding up the top 10, Ike Keeler. Hague opens up a 1.2 second advantage over Epson at the completion of lap 1 with 9/10 of a second spread. Check our 1.2 second spread and about 9/10 separating in lap times. So from a rolling start of 3:06.9, 65.9 mile per hour average set by Hague, leading his group. Jim Hague out of Gilroy, Arizona, followed by the red 2 of Ken Epsman out of Santa Clara, California. The 77 of Rob Kaufman out of Greenwich, Connecticut, running 3rd. 4th, the yellow number 61 of Jim Halsey out of Los Angeles, California, and 4th. Rounding up the top 5, the silver 71 of Walter Brown out of Scottsdale, Arizona. 6th, the blue 15 of Patrick Ryan out of Fletcher, North Carolina. 7th, the yellow 64 of Chad Renault out of San Jose, California. 8th, the red 72 of Steve Link out of Laguna Beach, California. 9th, the black 15 of Bill Ockerlund from Holland, Michigan. 10th, the black 14 of Ike Keeler from Makatawa, Michigan. 11th, the 8th of Arthur Miller, he's out of Santa Barbara, California. Keeler running 10, Miller running 11 from Santa Barbara, and then 12th, the 77 Richard Goldsmith out of Gilroy, California. 13th, the 70 Richard Alcazar out of Phoenix. 14th, the green 25, Craig Conley from Rancho Santa Fe, California. 15th, the blue 22 Carmen Cusack from Conifer, Colorado. 16th, the black number 5 Michael Eisenberg from Northridge, California. Orange 42 running 17th, Jim Reed, he's out of Newport Beach, California. 18th, the black 13 of Christy Edelbach from Torrance, California. 19th, the white number 7 Tony Hart out of Moorpark, California. 20th, the white 89 of Mike Joy out of Santa Clara, California. 21st, the white 1 of Mark Montanas from Ukiah, California. 22nd, the red 16 of Vic Edelbach from Torrance, California. And 23, the blue 2 of Marty Ballou out of Menlo Park, California. Tom McIntyre, non-starter. So quite a few California drivers in this field. They like those big cars out there. Ken Epsman, Jim Hague goes to tail as Epsman got the draft on Hague in lap 1, and now it is Hague trying to get it back on the inside as they go into turn 1. Hague's got the line. Epsman tucks in behind him, and Hague will regain the lead coming out of 2. But at the finish line, at the completion of lap 2, it was Ken Epstein in car number 2 out of Santa Clara, California, clocking a 2:52.6, 71.4 mile per hour average, as we are 6 minutes into this race. Jim Hake, the pole sitter, trailing him by only 800ths of a second, which basically makes them side by side as they cross the finish line. Then in third, 3.5 seconds back, is Greenwich, Connecticut's Robert Coffin in this orange 77. He holds on to less than a second from Los Angeles, California's Jim Halsey, running fourth in yellow number 61. 0.7 of a second behind Halsey, Scottsdale, Arizona's Walt Brown in car number 71, sitting fifth overall. And sixth, the number 15 of Patrick Ryan out of Fletcher, North Carolina. He is trailing by 4.5 seconds. Then it's the 7th place yellow 64 of Chad Reynal out of San Jose, California. He's got 10 seconds to make up. Chevrolet Camaro as Epson continues to lead in that Javelin, followed by Halsey in the yellow 61, the Mustang Boss 302, and then third Jim Hague in car number 16, the Ford Boss 302. Fourth, Walter Brown. Brown in car number 71, the Chevrolet Camaro. Then rounding out the top five, all in the hunt, the 77 of Robert Kaufman in a Chevrolet Camaro. Eight laps in the books. Coming up with the 23-minute mark of this 30-minute plus one race. A 2:41 4-clocking for Epson the last time around, and a 2:41.6 for Jim Halsey, and a 2:41.6 for Jim Hague. There's only 0.2 of a second difference between first and second in lap times, and only 0.05 of a second difference in lap times between second and third. And fifth place had the quickest lap, a 2:39.9. That was fourth place, a 2:39.9, and it was the quickest one for Walt Brown, who was closing up 0.7 of a second behind Jim Hague the last time around, who's running third. 0.8 of a second margin between first and second, completion of 8 laps. Santa Clara's Ken Epson in the Javelin, car number 2. Los Angeles, California's Jim Halsey in car number 61 in the Ford Mustang. Sitting 6th is Patrick Ryan, 7th is Steve Link, 8th is Chad Reynolds, 9th is Mike Eisenberg, and 10th is Andrew Alcazar. First car of Alcazar, car number 70, a Ford Mustang from 1969. 9th overall, Michael Eisenberg in car number 5. Eisenberg moved up through the pack very well in that Ford Falcon. He started 19th, now up to 9th. 10th. Places improved in an 8-lap race. And here we go again with another new leader. As Jim Halsey takes the lead, Ken Epson second, Jim Hague fourth, Jim Hague third, Walter Brown fourth, and Robert Kaufman fifth. 2.2 seconds separating first and fourth, 1.8 seconds first and third, and 0.8 of a second between first and second. As the lead changes lap after lap, we're now working on lap number 10. With less than 5 minutes plus one remaining. We are getting reports now from time and scoring. The next time around, whoever is leading should get the last lap sign, and that will stand for the rest of the field as well. So we've got 2 laps remaining coming up, the penultimate lap. Next time we get the last lap sign, there'll be 1 lap to go. Another tight group for the back: Richard Goldsmith, Chad Reynolds, Andrew Alcazar, and Ike Keeler. That's 8th down through 11th, and they're having a race of their own. And that's another good one to watch. The green number 8, green number 77, the yellow number 64, the red 70, and the black 14. 8 through 11, a 4-car battle. First through 4th, a 4-car battle. Fifth, Kaufman, 6th, Link, 7th is Patrick Ryan, 8th is Goldsmith, 9th is Reynolds, and running at the top 10, Andrew Alcazar. Keeler sits 11th, Eisenberg is 12th, Miller running 13th, Reed is 14th, and Kuzak is 15th. Tony Hart in 16th, Mike Joy running 17th, Edelbrock in 18th. Oh, they're all over each other coming out the final turn down the front straightaway. As Halsey had Haig almost run up under his bumper. Haig had to get on the binders as they came out of the final turn. 0.5 of a second at the finish line, but there was no space at all between those two cars as they came out of that final turn. Halsey and Haig really pouring it on a 2:44.1 and 2:42.8. Then 0.9 of a second off the lead, 0.4 of a second behind Haig is Epson in the Javelin. Then 0.7 of a second behind him is Walter Brown. Each driver now considering what he's going to do. As the gloves are off, the last lap sign is being displayed to the field as the cars come by. This is the checkered flag lap. And any one of 4 cars can take it. Halsey, Haig, Epson, or Brown. Halsey leading the way out of Los Angeles, California. Haig out of Gilroy, Arizona. Epson from Santa Clara, California, and Walter Brown from Scottsdale, Arizona. That battle between Arizona and California continuing. Sitting in 5th, Kaufman. 6th is Ling. 7th, Ryan. 8th is Reynolds. 9th is Goldsmith. And 10th is Ike Keeler. A 2:44.1 by Halsey, who was in the lead at the completion of lap 10. A 2:42.8 by Haig. And a 2:44.2 by Epson. 2:43.5 by Brown. All 4 cars averaging a little better than 75 miles per hour around this 3.4 mile circuit. Strategies being worked out on that track by all 4 drivers. Gloves off, nobody's being a perfect gentleman right now. It's getting to draft, getting by. And here we go. Whoa, again, it is Haig all over Halsey. As they go across the finish line, the win goes to Jim Halsey. Jim Haig finishes 2nd. Ken Epson is 3rd. Walter Brown is 4th. Robert Kaufman is 5th. Margin of victory, 0.8 of a second. And 0.1 of a second behind 2nd, taking 3rd is Ken Epson, and 1 second behind him, taking 4th, Walter Brown. And a second behind him, Robert Kaufman. What a great race by Jim Halsey, Jim Haig, Ken Epson, Walter Brown, and Robert Kaufman.
4 cars up front, everybody slicing and dicing back and forth. Some amazing driving out there. A little wet, a little scary, makes your heart beat a little bit. Overall intense. Circuit of the Americas, great track.
Well, the track was slick. We all had to kind of feel our way through it for the first couple of laps. Got out, had a great run with the number 16 Peter Craig car. Dicing it back and forth, gave the guys in the back an opportunity to catch up since we were slowing down. And then once they got past us, we must have used up our stuff, and they took it. But we do get nostalgic while we're driving, and so you're driving down a straightaway and you look in your mirror and there's a Penske Camaro, and then next to you is a Budmore Boss 302, and then there's a Autodynamic Sam Posey Challenger, and it's Walter Mitty all over again.
It was great. It was a little wet in the beginning and pretty crazy. It started to dry out, and then right towards the end gave a little mist and a little more slip and sliding, and it was a ball. The track's hard enough, but then you have to add water. I appreciate Texas. Thank you.